The Canon EOS RP, yeah, it just got better. So as you all know, I recently just purchased the Canon EOS RP, and I was under the impression that I was just going to have to live with the fact that it had some limitations to it. And you know, because I wanted to get into a full frame camera, I wanted to upgrade from my Canon M50, and I was probably willing, after doing some testing of my own, physically testing, I was willing to actually go ahead and make this purchase because it was a budget purchase going into full frame without going with the major expense of the Canon EOS R. And you know what? I'm really glad I did, because it just got better. Because now, guys, now they have introduced 24 frames per second into their camera. I couldn't be happier. 24 frames per second is the industry standard for cameras when it comes to recording video. And so honestly, this shouldn't be something that I should be excited. It should have been already here. And Canon, I think you probably took a huge hit when it came to this budget full frame camera, this beautiful camera that you put out, and then you didn't put in 24p. Actually hurt you in a lot of ways. But now I think they're making up for it, and they added it to their full frame budget camera. And you know what that means? That means this officially makes the best budget full frame camera on the market today. This is such a well-rounded camera. I don't see how anybody would not buy this camera if they were in the market for a full frame camera. Let's talk. So, this camera, ooh, a little bit of echo. This camera has been my go-to now ever since I sold my Canon M50 and I went straight for the RP. The RP now has 24 frames per second. It has it. It looks awesome. I am back to what I really wanted in all of my camera needs in the RP. I couldn't be happier. I bought this with a compromise, and now it is the perfect camera. 24 frames per second, 30 frames per second, 60 frames per second, 4K and 24 frames per second. With a crop. If you're into 4K, I'm not into 4K, so it doesn't really bother me. It is a full frame sensor, which means the picture quality is beautiful. It takes outstanding pictures. And now, with video, I just don't see how I could put this camera down and go with something else, with anything else. Let me tell you one thing for sure, this camera is now even more affordable than before. It gets even better. When I bought this camera, I bought the body only. The body only, and I got the grip, the blue little grip for it. I got it for grand total of $1,300. Brand new in the box, ready to go. Today, it is now on sale, guys, and I don't see how anybody could not take advantage of this deal, especially now that it has 24 frames per second. It is a filmmaker's dream. It is a photographer's dream because it is such an affordable price. The Canon EOS R is the next up from this camera, but why? Really, why? Except for one reason, I'm going to get to that in a little bit. Would you really want to buy that camera? This camera now is $999. If I'm not mistaken, that's just barely more than the Canon M6 Mark II, and it's actually cheaper than the Canon 90D, which is a mirrored camera, not a mirrorless camera. And so therefore, it's just a bigger all-around camera than the RP is. $999. That's awesome. And guess what? I had in my hands, I tested it for myself. The RF 24 to 240, basically their kit lens that comes with the RP now. And that, with this body, with that lens, is $1,500 for that kit. $1,500. I paid $1,300 just for the body and the base the little extra pinky grip thing. 1300. I absolutely, today, if I had to do it again, I absolutely would go for that kit. The 24-240 is an all-around outstanding beast of a lens, and from what I used it for, it was beautiful image quality and almost like a macro lens. I could easily like be really close to the lens and be able to take perfectly tack sharp images with that lens. Now, as you know, I had the Canon M50 and I had it kitted out. Oh, here comes another airplane. Okay, so I had the Canon M50 kitted out. I had a cage on it. I had the adapter, the speed booster. I had this full frame lens. I had the microphone, and I had to have like 5 extra batteries just in case if I filmed for too long or took pictures that they would die, which they did because the speed booster also would drain the battery quicker. So there was that kit I had, and then I would swap out with the 10 to 18. It was still awesome, but basically when I had that camera kitted out, it was right around $1,500 worth of gear. But my point is, you can get this camera $9.99 right now. Adorama, B&H Photo, probably from Canon themselves. You can get it directly. But what I'm saying is full frame goodness, the juicy, beautiful full frame image you're gonna get out of this thing, and plus you're gonna stick with the future of Canon, the RF mount that's going to be, obviously I have an EF mounted lens on here, but I'm looking forward to saving up and go ahead and purchase an RF lens because they are tack sharp and beautiful. And so I'm just telling you, you're welcome. 24 frames per second, mwah, love it. The kit lens you get with this body, $1,500. That kit lens is an awesome all-around kit lens. It's sweet. I think it's a good idea. I think you should go purchase it. So, just to make sure we're on the same page here, 24 frames per second. Cheaper body now, $1,000. $1,500 with this beautiful kit lens that you would get with it. And you're in the game. This is a full frame budget camera, but it's more than just that. It has just about everything that the Canon EOS R can do, but in a simpler form. You don't have extra buttons, it's a smaller body. It can still handle all the lenses. It has a 26 megapixel camera, which is still really nice, and it's better for low light images. You're not gonna get as much grain as you would with a 30 megapixel camera. But I'll go ahead and post the weight differences between the Canon EOS R and the Canon EOS RP, and that way you can see for yourself. It is a lighter, smaller camera. And actually, to my point of the Canon M50, when I had it decked out with the small rig cage, hold on, it was the same size as the Canon EOS RP without the cage. You know, it's basically the same thing. So I was already used to the weight, and I think it was actually heavier now that if I think about it. But this time I'm getting the full frame beautiful picture. It makes a huge difference because I struggled, especially this time of year when it got darker earlier and I'm doing more indoor because it was raining, that I struggled with the low light capability of the Canon M50 and that crop sensor. This is so much better. Now, to end, I have to give you the con, right? Everything is looking good. Everything is spot on except for one thing, and one thing only: the battery life. There is no perfect camera, right? But this is absolutely so close to being perfect for me, for the YouTuber, for the everyday photographer, for people like that. The battery life is good, but I still have at least 5 batteries on me just in case. Third-party batteries seem to be worse than Canon batteries, and so I might invest in a Canon or try and figure out other batteries to review, the ones that might be good for the RP. But the battery life is the only hang-up for this whole system, the only thing that might keep you from buying it, but everything else is spot on perfect. Even the body, from what my research has seen, that it is a weather-sealed body, just like the Canon 6D Mark II was. And then this Tamron 17-35 that I'm filming on right now is also weather-sealed. It has a nice gasket on the inside to make sure that no water gets in there. Alright guys, so this is a simple video. This is Chris with Kingship Tech. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, like it, And subscribe for more videos. This is for the amateur, for the everyday user like myself who is not a professional but just trying to have fun. This is just what I love doing. I love sharing info, and I'm excited about this camera. I'm gonna do more videos, I'm sure. I'm gonna do more videos on this camera because I think it needs to get out there. This is the perfect budget full frame camera. Nothing else beats it in this price range today. I'm hands down. Challenge me. Tell me something that beats it in the full frame lineup. Comment down below what you think, and are you interested in possibly getting this? This is an awesome camera. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see ya in the next video. All right.